Here's a look at Zealand in the wild. There's some mystery about whether he's going to make it, but at least there's new Football Manager features. On this episode of Planet Earth, the match engine is getting an update.
I have restrained myself from the last time we filmed one of these videos, which was like a day ago, right? I've restrained myself from watching the next section so that we could watch and react to it live, because the video that we talked about in our previous a lot of videos going on. The video we talked about here in our previous video that we made was about the data hub. Well, now we are going to watch the next section, which is the match engine improvements. I have heard things on stream. If you want to hang out on stream, the link's down in the description, by the way. But I've heard some things like maybe there's dribble moves involved, which convinces me that they are literally watching these videos and creating features off of them, because that was the number one thing that I was asking for. Oh, right. If you don't like Twitch, I have a live YouTube channel now. You should like Twitch. We have fun until we lose. Right, so it's my boy Nick Madden, who, if you didn't know, we filmed the video where we had Nick Madden react to your clips of the match engine, which was a lot of fun. He is a great guy, really, really amenable. Let's see what hard work he's put in the last year to make Football Manager 22 better. And is it actually an improvement? Because there was such a huge leap forward in the last Football Manager in the match engine, thanks to Nick Madden.
I'm now joined by Nick, the match producer, who deals with everything around the all-important match engine. Yeah. For those few people that don't understand...
Poor Nick, he looks so uncomfortable in this interview setting, you know. You're like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Down the kind of breakdown, I guess, of what the match engine is. First of all, could you describe that?
Now, all caught on the other
hand.
Yeah,
of course. So the match engine itself, it's a realistic simulation of football. So we're trying to simulate the game as it is, with 22 players making decisions on the pitch and trying to balance that against what the real world conceives as football.
So let's talk about...
Oh, that was a poor edit. Do you need Ayal? I can lend him to you. No, I can't. He's mine.
So first of all, dribbling. How has that changed in the match engine?
Oh, dribbling!
For the number of cycles, we've actually been working.
The first thing they bring up is dribbling. Let's rewind the tape. Let's go to my what I hope is in Football Manager 2022, shall we? We need to add skill moves to the game yesterday. Boom!
We've actually been working behind the scenes to bring a new animation engine to life. So we'll be debuting our new animation engine in FM22. Our old animation engine, whilst was important for our growth of improving the 3D elements of the game, we were restricted. So our old animations, they were lumped on that 2D disc. But our new animation engine gives us a lot more freedom. The players aren't restricted to the movement of the disc. They can move off of it, which is really important to get them in situations to make touches of the ball look even more realistic. So we've got this overall vision to A, make football believable and authentic, and B, to eradicate foot sliding. So that's something that we really worked hard.
Look, when people are like they don't improve Football Manager, what I appreciate is that Football Manager does a better job, because I've had a couple people, and this happened, the last year when a game came out, which was the first time that it was my full-time job talking about Football Manager and the sport in general. Excuse me. Thank you. They really do, in talking with Nick, honestly, the more you talk to the people, they actually care about the game. You can actually talk to them. Like Nick has a Twitter, right here. Don't bother him about anything, but compliment him about things, because he puts in a lot of work to make the match engine look good and be able to run on your toaster of a laptop. But they see the same issues that we do, right? And so the foot sliding, wanting to take that away, the reason that it happened is because players were operating, he refers to a disc, your players were operating as essentially a plate, and that's what they could move on, and that's how they built out the match engine. So what he's talking about here is essentially the first time that you were playing FIFA or Madden or NBA 2K and they introduced a physics engine for the first time. They are changing that. I don't know if it's a physics engine where you're not on a disc anymore. So that whole foot sliding thing, because you're essentially standing on a disc trying to make your moves, looks like they've intentionally gone and removed that, which I can't even imagine what that takes. They've probably been working on it for a few years to be able to wean themselves off of that because they just couldn't actually staple players to the ground as long as they had that disc there. But if you watch the way this player is moving right now, this is the sort of movement that we don't quite see in Football Manager consistently, especially with changes of direction. And I think over the course of watching a match and just watching your players, it's going to make a huge difference. It's the same thing as like in FM21, you could play through the middle of the field all of a sudden again. There were a lot more varieties of passes and finishes. The movement, which then opens up the possibility for better dribbling, is just chef's kiss, major improvement. Do you want cool jerseys? Hi guys, we're taking a quick break from breaking down the new features of FM22 for our second installment of Cool Jerseys, Zealand and Mystery Football. If you want a cool mystery shirt, I only work with one mystery jersey company, right? Like, and it's Mystery Football. They're fantastic. You put your order in on the website. It's amazing. And then they send you literally a box. It'll come in this little wrapping thing. And you're very cool, so you'll be able to open it faster than me. But Mystery Football, in my opinion, does it just the best way. You get this box right here, and obviously I haven't opened it yet. I have no idea what I got. On the front, Mystery Football. But that's not just it. This brilliant, rugged packaging for Mystery Football. You're going to get a random, officially sourced jersey. You know, like everybody says this, right? But I actually only work with people and only work with one mystery shirt company because I know they're doing it right. And you have a shirt from just anywhere in the world. I got Cercle Bruges last time. And then it comes out and you can toss the box, right? And you get a little card on the front. Team information. Cameras over here. Professional YouTuber. Team information. Ajax, Netherlands, Eredivisie. And boom. Just like that. We've got an Ajax kit. Now that is awesome. And I will wear that on stream today. If you want to use Mystery Football and get yourself your own shirt, this is honestly, like, I love working with this company. They're so cool. I think they do it the right way. They don't overcomplicate things. This is the website, by the way. It's an English company, but they obviously ship anywhere. The price is ridiculous. It's only £35, and you get a random, officially sourced kit from around the world. They're very good at what they do. This is awesome. The quality is sumptuous. I shall sleep with it on. I know a lot of people use those to pick their own Football Manager saves too, so maybe you could do that. They're awesome. I love doing this. It's expanding my collection in ways I never knew.
If you had seen it in actually previous versions of the game, the player doesn't actually touch the ball as succinctly as it does now. And that's our foundations, our new animation engines are foundations for growing going forward. But just because we've improved the visuals, we also had to improve the AI and the decision of when to dribble, when to not dribble, when to turn, for example. So they might be dribbling around a rabbit hole, might need to turn, get out of trouble, use those fine looking motion capture animations that we got for turns and dribbles and cuts to then play it backwards. So
it's so lovely to see you so excited about it. This is fantastic. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's stick with
that's authentic, by the way. You'll never meet somebody more enthusiastic about the minutia of the match engine than Nick. I'm probably second.
Defense then. We're talking about kind of tackles and bits and pieces like that.
Nah, Miles is second.
Pressing is, again, becoming that little bit more intelligent. Is that right?
Yeah, so we've overhauled the pressing system and added triggers, which is the most important element of like your pressing system. So within the instructions that you had in the game already, so like your line of engagement, your defensive line, where you want to show players either down the line or inside, that all...
Oh! Did you see that turn? Sorry, play that again. Oh, did you see this turn? Oh, that actually looked like more real. Oh.
Also, the best element of the pressing this year, for me, is that players now, based off their stamina, they have the concept of their sprint capacity. So they know when they can press, when they can't. So, you know, just a plug and play gegenpress system is going to be a thing of the past.
Oi! The death of the 4-2-3-1 gegenpress is what he's talking about. The key little thing he's talking about, well, You know, they've obviously changed the triggers for pressing and the angles for pressing, which is the sort of stuff that they're going to nerd out about, but you yourself and myself are probably not going to notice as much. What we will notice as much is that the players are now self-aware of their stamina in particular. Like, work rate was always the thing and how hard that player is going to work, but it sounds like that sort of stuff and their self-awareness of like how much they can run is going to make a bigger difference, which means the tactic I've been using on my Twitch save is definitely doomed because it requires somebody to run even when they're still really tired. And that's just not going to happen as much. And so gegenpressing is going to wear what they've done is that gegenpressing is going to wear your team out more. And they're just not going to be able to do it. It's not going to wear them out the same amount, but they just won't be able to keep putting the pressure on, and then they're going to get smoked.
Players with obviously good stamina to fit in those systems, and also your training, your work on the pitch in the training field is going to be really important to then transition into that match environment.
I was fortunate enough to have a little go in the game yesterday. I felt it myself, my beloved QPR. We were doing well in the first half. I think we overpressed a little bit, and then the guys were struggling in the second half, and we ended up drawing that game. So the consequences there are much greater. And in terms of the stamina of the players, you spoke about it there a little bit, but the kind of, you know, if a team is pressing too much, that's going to affect the passing and the first touch and all those elements as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to affect their accuracy of either what they can perform, either because we actually this cycle we've also overhauled our accuracy as well. So we've added more accuracy and inaccuracy into elements of like passing, shots, first touch.
Hot take: people are going to hate this game. People are going to hate this game. Think about it. What's going to happen is everybody's going to show up and everybody's going to put in their high pressure tactic. Everybody's going to be pressing. So now there's more variety of inaccuracy with passing and first touch that is in some way tied to the stamina, which means that if you come in and plug this pressing tactic, you pay for it, and the pressing's going to break down more, and the passing, first touch, and everything, your team's just going to play worse because they're tired. Somebody's going to plug in their old tactics and be like, why the is my team playing so poorly? Just know that is why. This should be a mandatory viewing experience. This video for everybody that buys FM. That, or you're just gonna hate the game, basically.
Into elements of like passing, shots, first touch. We've improved those elements because we felt like realistically we weren't simulating overhit passes very well. We weren't simulating poor first touches again to link it.
I agree with this. I mean, they were not simulating like a player with poor first touch or a player with poor passing. Like they obviously wouldn't make those passes as much, but you didn't see passes that just missed or first touches that they did not do a very good job of displaying. They didn't do a good job of displaying touches. It just weren't very good. I actually started watching the next one. That's for another video. Okay. Just gave myself a little taste of the wide center backs. I want more. As for the match engine improvements, while I give the data hub like an A on my FM features scorecard, I'm going to go ahead and give the match engine improvements a B. They were an A last year, but I think it's going to be a B this year because you're not going to notice as many of those match engine improvements. They're not going to be quality of life improvements as much, but I do think that even though I didn't see it here, and I feel like they would have showed it off if there were a bunch of fancy dribble moves or something, dribble moves or something, there is now the new animation engine in the game, so it is possible to do a whole bunch of things they haven't before. It doesn't mean they have done it yet. So since we haven't seen that, I'm going to give that section a B. Cool. So I think we're at a 90% scorecard for the features so far, which means I'm still feeling pretty good.